Here's the thing, every diet actually works temporarily. Keto, low carb, no sugar, carnivore, detoxes, cleanses, but they have the same end in every single time. And I know that you know what I'm talking about if you're watching this video right now. Most women come to us after trying multiple diets. Like I'm talking about 5 to 10 diets over the last 5 to 10 years because they're done with the stopping and starting with no results to show for all the hard work, the misery, and the consistency that they've been applying to these diets over the years and over the months. Now, here's what I'm going to be breaking down for you in this video. Number one is why fad diets cause weight gain. Number two is what actually works long-term, because we're all after longevity and not trying to get in shape every 6 weeks of our life by doing another crash diet. Now, here's the thing with fad diets. They have extreme rules, meaning you have to do this and do this only. There is a fast drop in calories, meaning they are very restrictive, and it's a very unsustainable lifestyle. And the regain of weight is inevitable every single time, unless you can see yourself not eating sugar, not eating carbs, not drinking alcohol, and pretty much not having a life for the next 20 years until the day that you die. And this is a cycle that most women are stuck in when they first reach out to us. And this is why they keep starting something new every couple of years, because they don't know what it looks like to actually find something realistic that they can do when the kids are off school, when they're traveling, when the holidays hit, when their birthday's here. And clients like this and clients like this, they're not doing fad diets. They're actually just doing what we ask them to do. They're tracking their calories, or they're just in a deficit, because the deficit is the only way they can actually lose weight. Now, the real issue isn't losing weight. It's the losing versus keeping the weight off long-term that we really need to be having the conversation on, because anyone can lose a quick 5 pounds. Anyone can lose 10 pounds if they jump on Ozempic, and anyone can lose 20 pounds if they lay on a surgeon's table. But it takes a person with good habits, good behaviors, and actually is deciding to change their behaviors every day to actually make it permanent. Permanent results need skills. They need action. They need you wanting to do the work and wanting to be a better person. And yes, you can lose weight before a wedding or before a photo shoot, but most of the time you're not keeping it off, or you're not doing the same things that you did before that, after that, and that's why you look like your before photo again, and that's why you're frustrated. And I get it, because I've been that person that is a crash dieter before I go on a trip, because I'm going to be in photos, I'm going to be around other women that look hot, they look good. But if you want to be that woman, you want to be that 1%, you're going to have to actually cure after the event is over as well. And the difference between real permanent change that you can actually upkeep no matter what is you're eating real food. You're not eating rabbit food. You're not eating food pouches. You're not taking shakes for diets. You're actually consuming eggs, meat, avocado, yogurt, pasta, real food. And you have a flexible structure, meaning that if you're at a hotel room, you're on vacation, you're in Mexico, you're at a work event, you're still able to be active with the equipment that you have. And here's a news flash that's probably going to piss some people off. Our best clients never feel like they're on a diet. They simply feel like they're making more intentional choices, better decisions, and they're just planning ahead of time like a normal human being, because one more decision means one more piece of stress. And if we plan ahead, just like we do for our kids' lunches before they go to school, they don't have to think about what they want to eat. It's there in front of them. So you might be thinking, well, what actually works? You're doing a lot of talking on what I shouldn't be doing, on how I shouldn't be living, and how these fad diets are not effective. Well, we need to start with a sustainable deficit. We need to get you in a calorie deficit that you can actually stick to long enough to see changes. The problem these days is people think that a calorie deficit means 1,200 calories. And that might be the case if you're 4'11" and you're 100 pounds. But if you're someone that's 5'7" and you're 170 pounds, you should not be eating 1,200 calories a day. We actually need to set the baseline higher. It needs to be sustainable enough to the point that you're not starving every single day. Now, a little bit of hunger as you go deeper and deeper into the deficit, it's normal. Your body doesn't want to lose weight. It wants to keep you where you're at, which is why it's hard to lose weight. And like I spoke about a few seconds ago, we need to be eating real meals, right? A breakfast, a lunch, a dinner. If you're not a fan of breakfast and you don't want to eat at 9 a.m. or 6 a.m., then don't do that. You can have a larger lunch, you can have a larger dinner. If having 2 meals a day is the sweet treat for you and it's the trick, then you need to stick with what feels good to you. And once we've gotten through actually implementing a sustainable deficit where you eat real food, not baby pouches, not shakes, then we need to implement a reverse diet protocol. I actually have a couple of videos about this on my YouTube, but essentially we bring your metabolism from being in a calorie deficit back up to baseline so that you can actually control more food, handle more food, and stay at the same body weight without having to live under a rock or be in a miserable deficit, because we know that no one wants to be in a deficit for the long term. So we talked about the key drivers here. Now, the thing that puts these all into place and makes them stick is lifestyle integration. How can we factor this into our everyday life with being moms, being business owners, being on long 12-hour shifts? And how can we actually make something stick to the point that even on our worst weeks, we're still able to follow it? Because one thing that I say to our clients is, if you can get in shape when life is crazy and life is shit and life is chaos, then you can get in shape anytime. But if you're only in shape when life is perfect, you'll only be in shape when life is perfect. And I know that putting this in practice can feel quite daunting. It can feel overwhelming just listening to this video because there's so many phases. But that's why we take it step by step with clients. We don't throw them in the deep end. We don't do too many crazy things at once. We actually teach them phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and why we're doing the things that we're doing and putting in practice so that they can eventually learn how to do this on their own without the help of a coach, a trainer, a hormone expert. You actually understand your body more than anyone else does, which is what we should actually be being taught in school, but we're not, which is why most of the population are overweight, they're struggling with their health, and they don't know how to get back to being fit and healthy again. And look, if the shoe fits and you are a yo-yo dieter and you hop from diet to approach, and nothing sticks and nothing is ever concrete, and you want something you can actually live with, stick with, and be happy with for the long haul to the point that you don't ever need a break or a cheat meal, then you can apply to work with us directly below. Now, I review all of these applications myself privately, and if I feel like we check all of your boxes, we can actually help you, and you're what we look for in a client, which is someone that's committed, that's serious, that doesn't want to mess around anymore, then I'll personally reach out and we can schedule a call to see what needs to be put in place, what needs to be different, and we can go from there.